Baraccus the Bard.
And me, Gunnar, a three-scholar's nightmare.
And,
I'm a 6-year-old.
and as you've heard now, my 6-year-old is going to be helping put this little video together, mostly by adding commentary and whatnot.
A little soundtrack.
No, we're not doing a soundtrack. I already told you no soundtrack.
Okay. No soundtrack.
But
Got it.
so we're going to be putting this quick little tutorial video together. We're going to show you how to make a data load friendly build, one of the easiest ways to reduce the data load of your build. And that will help whatever server you're playing on reduce data load, which will cut down on load lag and cut down on rubber banding situations, lag in general. It'll also help things load more quickly. And then I'm also going to show you how to space out, an easy way to space out your build area if you're playing on a server that has restrictions on such things. This is being specifically put together for the
Don't get hurt mode.
Hey.
And destroy a 3-scholar with a sword or axe.
All right, hold up, buddy. Let me finish, dude. This video is specifically put together for the Queen's Gauntlet roleplay server, but the information obviously will be valid for any server that you play on. But we're going to go ahead and start with marking off the area that you have available to you to build. And I would recommend just if you're playing on a server that restricts the extent of your build, I would just suggest probably pacing it off. And I like to use something simple to mark maybe corner points or some kind of an indicator when marking your perimeter. So what I like to do is we'll be using some sandstone foundations, and we're going to set these. Just going to randomly pick a corner here. We got a nice little glade here that we can set up, plenty of area to build on. So we're just going to pick a spot to start off with random, and we want to get some slight terrain features into it so that we can give it a little bit of character. But we're going to start right here, and we're going to go ahead and as close as we can to the corner of this first foundation that we placed, we're going to drop a torch right there. And that's going to be lit up, and that's going to give you a nice visible marker from a relatively decent distance so that you can see where that corner of the land that you intend to use is being taken up. So then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use a 10 by 10 for a reference. So we're going to drop 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's one side of our available land to build on. And then we're going to we're just going to work with a square here. We're going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to bring it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that was 10. So this is established the four corners of our 10 by 10 allotment, if you will. So we're going to go ahead and pick this dude back up, and we're going to move him just to the outside of our space. So we're going to have one right there. It's getting dark, so we're going to see how close we can get here in the dark. Boom. Pretty close. Close enough. So we're going to pop these down on the four corners of our space, and that'll give us a visible indicator when we're getting close to the perimeter dimensions of our allowable build space. Now what you can do once you've pasted that off is you can just go through and wipe these out. But I'm going to use them to show you one more thing, and that is how to avoid using foundations for your structure. And we're going to use fence foundations, which absorb less data when you're using those to build than a regular foundation. So we're going to take one of these bad boys, and you'll notice that it snaps directly to the side of your foundation. Now that gives you a couple of cool things that you can do. It also, you can freestyle those in if you want. You could use those instead of foundations to pace off your perimeter. But if you're doing a square, then those are sufficient. But if you're wanting to build, let's say we wanted to build along this right here where the terrain drops, we wanted to build kind of a more free-flowing perimeter, we would want to use the foundations, because you can use a combination of square foundations and triangles to contour your wall. If we wanted to follow this rise, then we could do that with the squares and triangles. These fence foundations only snap in 90-degree angles. Actually, they might snap in other than 90. Nope, just 90s. Arc, you can actually snap them, I think, in 45s. So back to where snapping these to the side of the foundations. So you can go through and you can snap these to the side of your foundations. Then this gives you a few neat little things that you can do. You can come back now, remove the square foundation block, and then you could pop through and snap a ceiling tile right to the top of these. And if you wanted to build a square foundation like the one I'm standing on, but you wanted to reduce the data load and thusly the lag created by miles of foundations, then you could actually build a square out of fence foundations and then slap a ceiling tile on top, and you would effectively have the same thing.
That was really great work if you do that.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. Now the other thing that you can do with these is also another neat little trick. If you wanted to switch up the elevation of your foundations, notice that there are two snap points that this snaps onto the side of the foundation. So you can snap high like we did over there, or you can snap low, and that puts you just below this capstone that sits on top of the foundation. Puts you just below there. What that allows you to do then is it allows you to snap your next foundation lower, and you can do that to create a lower pitch rate set of stairs. Okay, or you can use that in conjunction with triangles or any other shape of foundation, and you can make some really neat contours. I've seen people build pools, arenas and such, where they, varied the or seating in arenas. A theater. I was working on a theater on a different server, and I snapped the foundations together like this.
You are going to be in great luck.
Yeah. If you snap foundations together like this, then you run through and you can pop this guy right back out of the middle, put a ceiling tile on this one. Let me bring one up and I'll show you. But then it creates seating and different things that you can do to vary the contours and stuff of your builds. So now we'll go ahead and I've been bouncing back and forth between games, so you're going to see me roll when I'm trying to access my inventory every now and then. So we're going to snap this guy there, and you can see that that tucks right just above the top of this foundation, but just below this one. And that gives you a nice slope without being such a high pitch like the roofs or the ramps. It allows you to build to follow the contours of the land, or just vary what the base of what you're building. But so that's what so then you can go through and replace the foundations that you threw down with
you can make a hill.
ceiling tiles. Yep, you could build a hill. So now we've effectively removed the foundations, which up until recently were known to lag down a server. But recently, Funcom has announced that that is no longer an issue. So what we've done here is we've paced off a 10 by 10 space. Now we could go through and take these out, because once we get our corner torches posted, then we can run through here, take these all out, and then whatever shape we're building, we know is going to fit within our 10 by 10 space. Now, some of you might be asking, well, what if I don't want to build a square? Can I do the same thing? Party base. That sounds fantastic. But yeah, if you did not want to build a square, let's say the area that you're building on is that was too many, getting carried away. So if you didn't want to build a square, let's say we wanted to freestyle this some, then we'll roll right into our menu here, and we'll make some triangle foundations. Yeah, that was... So get yourself some triangle foundations. Wow. Maybe I should just pick a game and stick with it. So we'll take this here triangle foundation, and let's say the area that we're building on doesn't allow us to build here, or there's something we need to go around over here. So we're going to effectively set this up at a 45 for a ways. And then we can come over here, drop another foundation, and then we can bring it back in this way. We can build round. So you can freestyle this. Now, effectively what you're going to count if you have a restricted area that you're able to build in, what you want to count then is from whatever corner you decided to start on. We'll call it this one.
That is right to do. If you're building a base that don't kill you, my God is a worry in right now.
We're gonna box these wolves because I put the weapon away.
If you find any wolves, fight until you can start building again.
Here, let's put this guy in our inventory and say night-night to the wolves. Okay. Now, so this is the outside perimeter of our build areas. 10 by 10 is what we're working with.
That is right to do what my dad just said.
Thank you for the affirmation, buddy. On the Queen's Gauntlet, you'll be allowed to start with a 10 by 20. So be 200 squares. What you're going to do is, if you need to determine the perimeter of the area that you're going to build on,
will be 22, 9.
You're going to count this outside edge.
8.
So what we have effectively kind of marked off here would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is 10 by 10 with this outside edge. You'll notice that we didn't count these inside triangles here, just this outside perimeter. So everything within that perimeter is free for us to build on, assuming we have a 10 by 10 limit. So we're just gonna exfoliate there. Now we'll go through, and you can snap these on and leave them if that helps you while you're building, or you could just go through. So here's a point where it turns. We could come over here and put these back into our hotbar. And this is probably the furthest point. Throw that guy in there. We'd probably park one right about. Put one at the point of each of your contours. And then that will help keep you from exceeding your build restriction if you're playing on a server that has one. And you could do that all the way around regardless of the shape that you've built. But with these fence foundations snapped to the foundation, you can get that 45-degree turn. Yep, that 45-degree angle in your turn with the fence foundation, as opposed to just the 90s that you'll get if you freestyle it. Then you can run through here if you want to, and pop these guys back out of here. And if you want to, you could build the entire thing with fence foundations and ceiling tiles. You will need to support your ceiling tiles in the middle. If you get to, I think you can place 3 before you have to put any support underneath them. There's a couple of ways that you can go about putting supports underneath a ceiling tile too. You can use another fence foundation, but depending on the material that you're using to build with, you're going to see that wood plank sticking through. Or you can simply pop a column underneath the ceiling tile, and then that'll allow you. Why, thanks, buddy. I have my own cheering section for the video today.
And if you make a hole, that could be your battle station, where you get more strength in common.
Yeah, you could come in here and duel with your buddies, and work on your skills, get your chops up.
Yes, that is right to do if you don't have any strength.
Right. So that, I think, is going to cover what I wanted to do to summarize. Basically, I wanted to show you how to mark off your allowable building area so that you can pace it off using foundations, and then mark it with the standing torches, because those are relatively cheap and easy, and you can see them from a relatively great distance while you're building. And then for the Queen's Gauntlet, this area that we paced off here would include any outbuildings. So you could put your, let's say you build your home here in this corner, nice little cabin, shack, whatever it is that you want to build. And then you want to build also like a workshop, separate workshop. That would also have to be contained within this perimeter that that we marked out. And then let's say we wanted to throw down a animal pen or a stable. That would also have to fit within that 10 by 20 area that is marked out. So we covered how to easily lay that out without going through mass quantities of materials or doing tons and tons of math. The other thing that we covered,
wrong, you try to delete it, like I am doing right now on Lego World.
That's right.
Which is actually true. I am playing Lego World.
Yes, he's playing Lego Worlds while we're making the video. So as I was saying, we covered how to pace off our allowable space. We also covered how to eliminate foundations, and as a bonus, we also covered how to create different layers and heights in your foundation placements. I believe that is going to be it for this video. I am Baraccus the Bard, and that is my 6-year-old Gunnar. Say goodbye, dude.
Bye, but if you see any wolves, prepare to use an axe or sword to fight them, and be on don't kill mode to be a 3 scores nightmare. Just sign on Daddy's free time to watch more videos. Bye!
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you guys around.
Dad, wasn't that a great video?
It was.
I bet you'll love it.
I'll bet I do.